Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Arlington Community Media, Inc., we are here once again at Pierce Field in Arlington for another huge matchup between the Arlington High School boys varsity Spy Ponders and the visiting Belmont Marauders. I'm here with the famous Zach Garrigus, and we are filming this game on behalf of Arlington Community Media, Inc., our local cable network station. Zach and I are proud to be the broadcasters for a very, very talented Arlington High School soccer team that has had a spectacular season so far. Undefeated, Zach. They come into the match at 5-1, and you and I have been lucky to have broadcast 2 games already this season.
Yeah, it's been a great time.
So the Marauders are, this is a big Middlesex League matchup today, Zach. This might be their biggest test of the year. The Marauders come into the match at 4-2-1. They have been upset. They lost to Reading, but they beat Winchester and Lexington, both teams that Arlington Spy Ponders have also beat this season.
Winchester just played yesterday, correct?
Winchester, Zach, you and I were lucky. We were here yesterday for that beautiful matchup where the Spy Ponders won 2-1. You can see Francesco Valagusa, number 11, dribbling on the field. He had that first goal with the toe ball, and then Sean Connolly, had the second goal in the second half to give Arlington the win yesterday, 2-1 over the visiting Winchester Sachems. But the Middlesex League is still up for grabs, although Arlington now is in first place with a undefeated record, as I've mentioned, 5 wins, 0 losses, and 1 tie on the season. The Marauders come visiting at 4-2-1. Not a very long bus ride today for the Marauders, Zach.
No, not at all.
The Marauders are led by head coach Brian Bisceglia-Kane. He has been around the Belmont coaching scene for many years, 9 years altogether with the program, 4th year as the head coach for the Belmont Marauders. He's assisted by a first-year coach. He's been coaching for 5 years, but it's his first year in Belmont. His name is Matthew Burke, and he hails from Utah. He's a Ute. And he is going to be helping Mr. Bisceglia-Kane with a very, very uphill task today, Zachy, because the Arlington Spy Ponders are on fire. Are they not?
Yeah, they definitely are.
Now, the Spy Ponders are, as we've mentioned, led by, have tremendous senior leadership. The goaltender is Ben Wasco, and Wasco has had very, very sticky fingers all season long. Coming into yesterday's match, he had only let up 1 goal on the season. They got him for one beautiful goal yesterday, and they touched him up for 1, but it wasn't enough to defeat Wasco. So Wasco is undefeated. He's let up 2 goals in 6 games, and he is the senior captain at keeper. The Spy Ponders backfield has been outstanding all season long. They're led in the two middle backs. Senior captain Max McCursey and senior captain Adrian Black. Yo, Adrian. You know, Zach, I may be doubting myself a little bit. I mean, dating myself a little bit. You remember Yo Adrian? You know?
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
No, that's what they say when Yo Adrian takes the field. All right, and on his left has been Elon Saints Grant. When Saints Grant comes marching in, that's always an exciting time for the Arlington crowd. And on the right back has been Tiago Gomes, a junior. And those 2 juniors on the outside backs have been outstanding. It has been, Zachy, a wall back there, and a steel curtain that our opponents have been unable to penetrate all season long. And I think it's largely been due to the goaltending of Wasco and to that backfield line I just mentioned.
Yeah.
So in the midfield, we've got the magician, Lloyd Cleary, who has been gobbling up the midfield all season long, the Christmas turkey, and he's got the senior, Dominic Black, Adrian's brother, right next to him, and you can see them there in the middle. Very, very difficult to win the midfield when those 2 are out there. Out there with them is on the right mid, you've got Will Clifford, the big red dog. Francesco Valagusa, number 11, is going to be kicking it off. He's got a fresh sophomore, Sean Connolly, number 10, with the game winner yesterday. Connolly also set up the game-winning goal in Lexington last week. And as I mentioned, Zach, Arlington coming off 2 consecutive huge wins. Winchester yesterday, Lexington the day before. And there's the kickoff for Valagusa. He plays it back. Nice fake by McCursey to let it roll back to Wasco. Wasco takes his time. Where's the pressure from Belmont? Nothing's there. There's a first ball in the middle by Belmont's number 8, Laurent Bravo, a senior captain. Here comes Valagusa. Valagusa looks to take a shot. He's not shy, as we've learned this season, Zach.
No, he is not. Give him an opportunity, and he will absolutely put one on net.
And he'll hurt you.
He definitely will. He scored from angles most teams wouldn't think possible.
Valagusa probably, we'll get this for the next game, but this is a nice punt. Valagusa probably leading the team in scoring, but he's had a lot of nice passing to him, and he has been a tremendous finisher this season, and they better put a body closely on him. So that is the Arlington lineup. We can take a look at the Belmont lineup. The Belmont has senior captains. In goal, Nate Espelin, a senior. Costas Tingo, a senior, and Costas is number 3. And number 8, Laurent Brabo, who's already had a couple of nice touches right in the middle. There's Brabo in the middle. All right, Belmont playing some square balls. There's a fight in the middle. It's won by Valagusa. He plays it nicely up to Clifford, but Clifford runs out of real estate, and it's going to be a Belmont throw. The Belmont throw is taken by number 20, Mick Pomer, also a senior. So Pomer's going to pop it in. We're just underway here at beautiful Spy Pond. Adrian runs into a little trouble there, and the ball rolls out on Adrian, and it's going to be another Belmont throw. Looks like the Belmont throws on the left-hand side, Zachy, are going to be taken by number 20, Mick Pomer, a nice-looking defender. And Wasco better pay attention here, see what Pomer's got. Oh, Pomer's got a big throw! He throws it into a sea of white, though. And it's a white ball. Pomer tries to cling it back, but he kicks it out of bounds, and it's going to be an Arlington throw. And okay, Zach, so we're underway.
Yeah.
And things are exciting already with this matchup. Connolly on the hunt. Ball rolls back to the backfield. Number 3, Costas Tingos, the senior. So the Belmont backfield has got a junior, Danny Yardemian, on the right. And then
looks like another junior, number 24, Alex Rocos, anchoring them in the center.
Okay, good. So we've got the Belmont backfield. It looks like pretty much downs. There's a nice first ball by Cleary. So the backfield is Pomer, the senior, and he's accompanied by Alex Rocos, a junior, Danny Yardemian, a junior, and Costas Tingos, a senior. All right, we'll get the rest of their squad soon. There's McCursey. McCursey tries to play it up to Connolly. Connolly takes a touch. That's Valagusa. Valagusa beautifully plays it in to Clifford. And here comes Clifford on the right. Clifford on the right. He could cross it, and he tries to cross it, but it's broken up nicely. Oh, and look at that, Zach. He played it with his left foot.
Beautiful.
All right, there's a guy to watch back there on the left. Adrian in a race. There's Tiago. Tiago plays it nicely over to Francesco. Francesco into Tiago. Look at that give and go. Tiago's got some space. Not a good brawl. Look at this far post. And Griffin Block got a head on it. Zachy, Griffin Block has had a beautiful season. Look at Griffin Block, number 7. Now, you remember yesterday, Zachy, when Griffin Block made that pass to win the game when he sent Connolly in the second half?
It was a beautiful ball.
He chipped it right over the man's head. Griffin has had a quiet, spectacular season. And here he wins a corner kick. Now, Cleary, we know the set piece now all too well. Cleary looking to put it into number 24, Dolph Lundgren, also known as Max McCursey. McCursey will go in, and look at Dominic Black also. He'll go in, a tall kid, number 20. Here they go. They flood the box. Cleary sends it in beautifully. Oh! It looks like Dominic got knocked down. Tiago with plenty of time, plenty of space, and plenty of skills, but he is dispossessed. And there's look at that. McCursey put his face in front of it. Belmont in a little bit of trouble trying to clear it out, but it goes out off of Clifford, and Belmont catches a break there. Pomer throws it in, and Belmont comes away with it, and here comes some wheels. Oh, look at Adrian get back. Adrian Block with a beautiful play over to Tiago. Tiago pops it into the middle. It floats into the middle. Clifford in a fight. Jorge Mejia, a junior, number 11, won that one. Oh, there's a beautiful slide tackle by number 10.
Andrew Corrales.
Andrew Corrales. I wonder if he's related to Zeus.
Hopefully not. It'd be kind of weird if they were, considering they're playing for different teams right now.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe that Corrales. Oh, nice roll by Dominic. Look at that roll by Dominic. And he tries to chop it in, and it looked like he might have been looking for Griffin Block on the left. It looked like he might have been looking for Griffin on the left. Arlington is blessed with some fan membership today from the varsity girls team. Hopefully Carlos will get them on the film at some point. They're here in the stands in full force, the full varsity team. It's another sellout crowd here at Pierce Field for the Arlington boys varsity soccer team this year. They have had great attendance, and we are very fortunate that Arlington Community Media Inc. has provided the footage for these amazing contests that can also be viewed on YouTube. So the fans are trickling in. The game is settling down. We're 5 minutes in. I'm here with Zach Garrigus, the soccer sage, and today's director, Alex Van Thong. There's a ball deep into the box, but played easily to Nate Epstein, the the Belmont goalkeeper. Epstein is a senior captain, and he's locked in back there. Let's see what he's got for the punt. Oh, he elects to put it on the ground. Interesting decision. Now we see why as he drills it 80 yards into the 20. I've never seen that before, Zach. Did you see that?
Yeah, that went really far.
I mean, he kicked it to the 20-yard line, and here comes Belmont threatening.
Also got to look out on those. You know, I know that he's scored on a punt before, I believe, last year, but someone else might be looking to challenge that mark.
All right, I don't know if you saw what I just saw, but Costas Tingos just got to that ball first, and I don't know if Yazio liked it. Tingo stepped right up, and he almost drilled it back in to the Arlington net. So Belmont's got some big kicks, starting with that goalkeeper, Espelin, who just kicked it 80 yards. And then I just saw Costas Tingos blast that one back from the midfield. That's dangerous. But there's Wasco putting it out to about the 55. He's no slouch on the big kicks either, Zachy.
Something I am curious to see is this is Arlington's second game of a back-to-back. They played yesterday, obviously getting a win over Winchester, but sadly the game was very close till the very end, so they couldn't really go to their bench at all. So I wonder if conditioning will play a factor in this game at all.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with you, Zach. I think conditioning is going to play a factor. I don't think Belmont played yesterday, and it was an exhausting day for Arlington, no doubt. They really had to work hard, and you're right, there were not a lot of subs. Oh, Cleary plays it beautifully over to Don Black. Don Black's got his head up. He plays it beautifully into Connolly. Connolly gets a foot on it. Oh, what a save! Nate Espelin. Oh, they got their work cut out for them today, Zachy, with that Espelin kid. Look at him, he's locked in. He's locked in. So Espelin puts it on the ground, and look at that. Look, Zachy.
It's going over the Arlington defenders' heads. They got to adjust.
They're going to have to adjust.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I. So all right. So the Arlington's losing the midfield a little bit here. Those balls that are coming to the midfield are being won by Belmont first, and you lose the midfield in soccer, Zachy, and you know what happens.
You lose the game.
You lose the game. So Belmont possession. It's a nice-looking team. They're shifting it around. Jorge Mejia tries to play it into the middle. Wasco quick off the line. A little bit of pressure there by number 17, Seamus Dulligan, a junior. So Seamus is up there. And there's another first ball for Belmont. All right, Yazio's not going to like that, Zach. I'm seeing a lot. Look what happens. I'm seeing a lot of first balls from the midfield falling to Belmont. Cleary plays it beautifully over to Dominic. Dominic Black plays it. He's dispossessed. Belmont back in the midfield. Patience by Laurent Braga. There's Clifford with a win. Cleary steps in, plays it over to Griffin Block. Griffin over to Dominic. Dominic back to Griffin. Griffin, oh, and he's taken down. And let's see what the call is. It looked like Griffin was assaulted, but maybe he took it.
Subs coming in here for Belmont.
Didn't see it. All right, so here's the first substitution for Belmont. Belmont with some big names in soccer. They've got a senior goalie, Nate Espelin, but they've also got Finbar Rhodes on the bench. He's a former Cosmo from the club soccer team in Belmont. And Finbar, also a Camp Coniston camper, he is someone to watch if he gets into the game. He's only a sophomore, but he's a tremendous goalkeeper in soccer. But there's Tiago steps up. He's got his head up. What does he see? He sees Sean Connolly. Sean Connolly tries to go back to Tiago, can't get it through. And Sean Connolly, a.k.a. James Bond, has been a force all season long, and he's here to play today. Quietness at the Arlington bench. We haven't seen any Arlington players up yet, but we're just 10 minutes into the contest, and it has been quite a contest so far, I will say, Zachy. All right, Griffin playing with his head. Someone's got to tell Griffin he can also use his feet. I think all his touches so far today have been with his head, Zachy, and his goal we saw earlier in the season was with his head. So he needs to recognize that in soccer you can also use your feet. All right, there's Griffin. He uses his foot. He plays it back to Cleary. Cleary tries to play it back into Griffin. Griffin's on the hunt, and he puts pressure on the ball. It Belmont keeps it in. There's the first touch for St. Grant. St. Grant plays it into Francesco. Francesco tries to play it, shoot it into Dominic Black. There's oh, look at that touch by Griffin. Griffin over the shoulder. The give and go. The give and go.
And they're going to call it offsides.
Oh, but it was a beautiful pass. Was that Tommaso or Connolly who just tried to chip it back through?
I believe that was Francesco that just tried to put it back through.
Oh, my goodness. Francesco and Connolly are a little bit hard to tell apart. Numbers 10 and 11. They're, well, Francesco's a little bit taller, but they're both spectacular footwork players. They're finesse players, and they play beautifully together. All right, we're inside 10 minutes now. Here comes another big kick for Nate Espelin. Wasco best be on his toes.
Looks like the Arlington defense is holding the 25. It's pretty far back from a kick like that, but they've seen it go over their heads twice so far, so they have to respect it.
Yeah, they've adjusted. Lloyd Cleary with the first ball. No one's there to collect the second ball. Belmont with a lot of possession here in the middle is what I'm seeing so far. Look at Belmont. They're sharing the ball beautifully. There's Belmont's number 1, Ben Cargiri, a junior, with his first touch of the game. There's Dominic with a nice roll. He plays it over to Griffin Block. Griffin takes a beautiful first touch into space, and he's got some running room. He tries to hit it over to Connolly. Connolly is unable to collect that pass, and we have got some Belmont substitutions coming in what has been an interesting game so far, Zachy. I think from what we've seen so far this season, this Belmont team has the skills and the players to keep possession of the ball. And so Arlington is going to have to win some balls in the midfield, be patient, and work it into the box. They're going to have to get in probably pretty close to beat Espelin. McCursey, it looks like, is heading in. Looks like they're going to try a set piece. Let's see if St. Grant can put it into the box. Here comes the Saints. He's marching in. He sends it beautifully into the box. Who's there? It's McCursey, and he can't get a header up, but McCursey's on the hunt. McCursey, and it's very good. Good pressure by McCursey. It's going to be an Arlington throw, and it's going to be taken by Tiago. Let's see if Tiago can pop it into the box. No one has really tested Espelin yet, except for that one breakaway when he came out and kicked it away. Here's Gomes. Gomes plays it into Connolly. Connolly can't get there. Clifford with a win. Tries to take it into the corner. There's Tiago. Can't get a shot away. And Belmont clears it out. Adrian is there. Tries to pop it back in. Taken beautifully in the air and to his feet. And he started that play. Who's that there? All right, number 10. Andrew Corrales. No relation to Zeus, apparently. And he gets a tap from his teammate. He made a beautiful play. He played it right out of the air, right to his foot, and sent it the other direction.
That was 3 beautiful passes there by Belmont that allowed them to go from their 30 to Arlington's 20 in a matter of 3 passes.
That's called a counter, my friend. That's a counter. Oh, Tommaso's buried from behind by number 8, Lauren Bravo. Tommaso didn't like it. Bravo didn't seem to feel like he did anything wrong. Carlos Abreu agrees with me on that one. Van Thong's asleep. And Garrigus, I don't know what he's talking about. It looks like he's watching a different game. All right, there's Tiago. He sends it into the middle. Again, it's met beautifully by Corrales. And here's Griffin Block on the run. Griffin Block. Oh, Griffin is human. It looks like he might be here. Oh, look, he's back on the hunt. Block is human. He plays it over to Cleary, and Cleary is human. All right, it's going to be Belmont ball 0-0, Zach. We're 15 minutes in, and it's been a beautiful contest. Here comes Bruce Clifford into the house with his big green shirt. And it is a carnival atmosphere here today at Pierce Field in Arlington. It is a carnival atmosphere, Zach, minus the fried dough. All right, the fans are trickling in. It's like the LA Forum from the 1980s. The late arrivals are arriving fashionably in style, but at least they're here en masse. We've got a 0-0 game. The battle so far has been for the midfield. It's been about even, although Belmont has got some, look at this, Belmont has got some magicians out there. They switch the field beautifully. Ball comes over to number 25, Ross Taylor, a sophomore. Rossi is dispossessed, and there's Cleary. Cleary tries to play it into Francesco, but Francesco can't, well, he was there, but the Andrew Corrales has been everywhere back there. All right, there's a beautiful touch for number 11, Jorge Mejia. And Mejia's got time and he's got space. Belmont very, very patient in the middle. Looked like a very, very polished team. There's Clifford back. He plays it back square to Tiago. Tiago's got some time and space. Tiago was thinking long ball, but he opted against it. Ball rolls out on... Oh, they're going to call it Belmont ball. I don't know about that one, Zachy, but immaterial what I think. All right, Belmont again trying to be patient in the middle. Look at them. They open up for each other beautifully. This is like a Barcelona type of team, this Belmont team. They're very patient. There's an errant kick in the middle with the left foot. Connolly comes away with it. Connolly shoots it over to Saints Grant. Saints Grant with a beautiful on the left. He's running into a sea of burgundy. Look at this, 6 guys on him, Zach. What's he going to do? Where's he going to go? He goes back to Dominic. But no, it's taken by Francesco. Save by Nate Espelin. Espelin again.
Oh, with the
Who is
sticky
this?
finger.
Nate Espelin.
And now he's going to punt it 80 yards into the Arlington goal.
Oh, it was a huge shot by Francesco, and Espelin robbed him, Zachy. He took his change.
On the follow-up, too, Connolly was able to get to the loose ball and put it back towards the middle. He just grabbed it with one hand and said, no, this ball's mine.
Yes, what a save by Espelin. And there's a push on Connolly. It looks like Connolly is going to say he didn't do it.
Looks like we have some subs coming in for Arlington. I think I see Nick Corrales on the far sideline.
Yeah, here comes Zeus. Here comes Zeus. I told you about Zeus Tomasello. We talked about that story, right? Yeah. All right, so watch this. This is not surprising here. Espelin is the secret weapon, and he's not so secret anymore. It took us 17 minutes to figure it out, but look at this. He's going to put it on the net from the 50-yard line. And if I were Wasco, I'd be very careful now, because this kid can pick the top shelf. Let's see what he's going to do. Boom, top shelf.
Push up!
All right. Connolly on the hunt. We've got Corrales about to come in. The fans are going to go crazy. Let's see who he's coming for. Here comes Belmont. There's a shot, and he shot it wide. See, I don't mind the big shots early in the game, Zachy. You got to shoot to score. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And Luca Sivers, the sophomore, took that drive. Here comes some more Belmont fresh legs. Belmont has got also some bullets in the gun. Number 19, Gabe DiTomaso, is a former Belmont Cosmo as well. Played for that. Huh? Oh, is he? He was a Cosmo, right? Oh, we done all our research. Huh? Oh, yeah. So the Cosmos are represented. My son also played the Cosmos. Ben Kohlberg. A lot of the Arlington kids, yeah. And Finbar, too. So we have got a tilt.
It looks like Nick Corrales came in for Will Clifford there in the right mid.
Yeah, that's right. We get a good look here at Zeus. Nick Corrales. Clifford gets a well-deserved break there. And there's a nice punt by Wasco. Oh, Wasco sends it to the 40, but it's met beautifully, the first ball by Alex Rokos. Here's Dom Black. Dom with some space. Sends it over to Griffin. Griffin dummies it. Oh, Griffin let it go right through it. Griffin is a magician. Look at him. He is a magician. He must work on that in the driveway. Dominic sends it square to Francesco. Francesco under instructions to shoot, and he shoots again. And a save, Espelin. A save, Espelin. Francesco with 2 beautiful shots. And there's Cleary. Look at Cleary come out of nowhere. All right, Belmont on the counter. Attempted through ball, but McCursey read it like a book. McCursey with plenty of time. McCursey dispossessed. Adrian there to cover for him. There's the senior leadership. They communicate beautifully. The captains, Adrian Black and Max McCursey, can cover for each other, and they just did. And here comes Sophus Sheft. Perry Sophus Sheft is going to be the next sub. He comes into the game, and he replaces Griffin Block, who gets a well-deserved break. So I think what's going to happen here is Corrales will drop back to the midfield. Sophus Sheft will go up as striker, and Arlington's going to try to convert and get a shot here and get it past Nate Espelin. Espelin, we're halfway through the first half, and Espelin has been the story. Francesco is dispossessed. Sophus Sheft with his first touch. It's taken away from the inventive Sophus Sheft. That's Sophus Sheft for the win! And it looks like Sophus Sheft threw an elbow to the kidney of one of the Belmont players and got called for it, so it's going to be a Belmont free kick. Carlos, I see some beautiful uniforms across the way there with yellow headbands and yellow, I don't know what that is. And there's Bruce Clifford in the house. Mr. Clifford, there, we get away from Bruce Clifford. Go Ponders! He says, go Ponders. Yeah, I don't know what that is, Carlos, but they're going to the far bleachers over there. Maybe it's I don't know. Is it cheerleading or field hockey?
I know there's definitely games after this. High school turf's always busy.
It sure is. The beautiful Pierce Field in Arlington. Saints Grant tries to send it in to Connolly. He can't get there, but Francesco is there, and Francesco wins the ball for Arlington in the midfield. It has been an up and down, beautiful soccer game so far. Ball goes into Sofashev. He chests it to himself. The inventive Perry Sofashev, sophomore, number 1. Dominic takes the first ball beautifully. He's dispossessed. Belmont plays square in the middle. There's some space for Jack Carson, senior captain. Carson plays it back to number 6, Lucas Sivers. Sivers sends it across field. Sofashev is back to cover. He flips it on. Look at Saints Grant. But Belmont comes away with it. Oh, a beautiful fake. Oh, beautiful pass. And there's a shot, but Wasco is there. And Wasco with the save. So Wasco and Esplin, we've got a goalies duel today, I'll tell you right now. We haven't even seen Finbar Rhodes yet. Wasco sends it high and deep to the 35. That's one of Wasco's better punts this season. Taken beautifully off the chest by number 10, Andrew Corrales. So we've got 2 Corraleses in the game. Number 19 for Arlington, Nick Corrales, and number 10 for Belmont, Andrew Corrales. Probably no relation, as you pointed out, Zach. Belmont, very patient team, nice dribblers, technically solid, and they open up for each other nicely. Saints Grant can't keep it in. Here's Belmont on the counter. We've got a substitution for Belmont. Belmont head coach Brian Biscaglia-Kane in his 9th year is using his bench liberally here, and Yodzio has been a little bit conservative so far with his use of the fresh legs. He did go to Zeus, and he went to Sofashev. It looks like another sub is coming in. I did want to mention this next sub coming in, Zach, and ask you a little bit about him. I hadn't seen him till yesterday. His name is Roman McGuire, number 13. He's a senior defender. Outstanding player. Was he hurt earlier in the season? Did we ever figure that out?
Yeah, I believe he was hurt earlier in the season. I believe it was a hip injury that he had through tryouts in the first couple weeks of the season, but he appears to be all right now and is coming off the bench in a strong defensive role.
All right, let's try to get, as the season wears on, let's try to get some interference on him because he's certainly one to watch. Very, very strong-looking defender. There's a shot wide by Belmont. We are at the about 17-minute mark.
Interesting story about Roman. Last year he was a swing player. He played for both varsity and JV. He kind of floated between the 2 teams.
Yes, that swing model. Some teams use it and others don't at the high school level. I'm an advocate of it, but we haven't. I don't think they're doing that this year for a number of the teams. But that must have been a good experience last year for Roman. All right, Wasco sends it out of bounds. Here comes a throw in for number 20 for Belmont. This is Mick Palmer. Palmer's taking a look. He's taking a little bit of time. Ben Cargieri running around, maybe looking to collect it. Adrian's back there. He plays it to McCursey. McCursey plays it off his thigh to Dominic, who plays a beautiful one-touch to Connolly, who plays it square to Sofashev, but Sofashev can't get there. And here's Belmont on the give-and-go counter. Belmont holding up the midfield. Number 14, Jake Herlihy, a junior, is in the game. I think that's 14, or was that 11? Yeah, that was Herlihy. The Belmont fans are coming in fashionably late, but they are coming in. Belmont, a neighboring town to Arlington, always give us a good matchup, Zachy. As you know, those Belmont Marauders, like the Winchester Sachems, they've got the bellies with stars, Zachy. And you know, Zach, these Arlington kids, they've got none upon theirs. You know what I'm saying?
No stars. No stars for Arlington.
No. When those Belmont kids, Zachy, when they have their Frankfurter roasts or their picnics or parties, marshmallow toasts, they never invite the Spy Ponder pack, Zachy. You know what I'm saying, my dear friend Zach. All right, here we come. Here comes Arlington. Here's Connolly. Connolly looking to dribble, and he does, and he's got some space. He might be looking across for Zeus. He does send it across for Zeus. Corrales. And Corrales wins a corner kick for Arlington. So Corrales really gives you that spark. I told you the story about him. He took a number of years off from soccer. He comes back as a junior, and he comes onto the varsity, and he's been an impact player. He had a pass in the preseason. He put it right on Connolly's foot, Zach. I was there. We were at Dilboy Stadium in Somerville. And Corrales just left it beautifully for Shawnee Connolly, and Shawnee just hammered it home. But I knew at that point that Corrales would be an impact player this season. Here comes Francesco. He shoots it across. And McCursey, oh! McCursey couldn't get there, but Francesco tried to bullet it over to McCursey's head, and McCursey is a very dangerous player. He's the center back, and he's the main stopper on the team, although he's more of a sweeper than a stopper. But him and Adrian play sort of side by side, but at the end of the day, it looks like it's McCursey who's the deep man. But when they have the set pieces, Zach, interestingly enough, they send him all the way into the box.
Yeah, you got to use his height. He's, I think, the tallest player on the team by a couple of inches, and no one else, when it comes off a corner kick, nothing can quite compare to just height.
Here's Francesco with a win. He plays it nicely over to Tiago. Beautiful run by Tiago. Great movement off the ball. Tiago into Corrales. Corrales, the athlete. Here he comes. He's got the speed. He sends it across, and there's a goal! Nick Corrales! Nick Corrales again put it on Connolly's feet. I don't know about you, Zach, but if I'm Connolly, I'm saluting Corrales there, and there is the salute. Nicky Corrales, an unbelievable pass. That's what you get when you've got the Zeus factor. And here comes Clifford back into the game to the far side, the big red dog. So Corrales comes back in. He gives a break to Connolly, a much-deserved break. Cleary has gotten a break, which is beautiful for Arlington. But we're going to be talking a little bit more about the Zeus factor. And there's Zeus again. He tries to leave it. And Francesco runs out of real estate. This is back the mid-1980s, Zachy. I'll tell you, at UMass Amherst, they had one of the top lacrosse programs in the country. And this was before they ever had the concept of long stick defenders. Well, Coach Dick Garber, who was a legend, he said, look, I'm going to come up with an idea. I'm going to put a long stick, a long pole on a midfielder in lacrosse, and I'm going to have him just play defense and crush people and prevent the other team from clearing the ball out. Well, one day in the gym, they spot Zeus working out. He's standing under the basket with boots on, jumping up and dunking the ball. And they say, hey, what are you doing this afternoon? Anyway, they bring in Mike Tomaso. His name was Mike Tomaso. They say, we want you to play varsity lacrosse. He said, varsity lacrosse is a top 8 program in the country. I've never even held a lacrosse stick in anymore. They said, Mike, just come try out. They put him on the varsity team. He played his defensive midi the whole season long, and they realized they called him Zeus because he looked like Zeus, the Greek god. Anyway, Corrales has got the Zeus thing going. Number 19, he feeds Sean Connolly, and here we are.
Cleary's back in the game, taking out Don Black.
So Don Black gets a much-deserved break. So anyway, Zeus is in the game. He's got lots of help in the midfield, and Yadzio getting some break for his starters. What'd you say, Bruce? And Belmont now threatening, and here comes.
He's going to look to counterattack. McCursey way out front.
Right, and look at Zeus. He's human. He turned it over. And there goes Sofashept on the hunt. Sofashept on the hunt. He's trying to run down Costas Tingos. Tingos plays it back, though, safely to Esperin. Look at Sofashept on the hunt. Look at Sofashept. How can he do that, Zach? Look, he's still hunting. He's still hunting. And the girls love it. There's the girls' varsity team screaming and yelling. Great fans that Arlington has. Cleary tries to plays it into Clifford. Clifford wins it. Number 16, Will Clifford. He's got the big left foot. And a beautiful defensive play by number 14, Jake Herlihy. Herlihy has come off the bench, and he is shining for Belmont. But Clifford with some space here. And Clifford wins Clifford wins an Arlington corner kick. All right, so the Arlington, despite the fact that they don't have the bellies with stars, they've got the feet. And they are playing beautifully with this top Belmont team. Here's Cleary. And they've got a couple of set pieces here. He might go short to Tomaso, and he does. To Francesco. Ladies and gentlemen, forgive me for calling Francesco Tomaso. Tomaso is the older brother of Francesco Valagusa. He was a fixture here in Arlington boys soccer for years and in the town program. Played for Coach Steve Moniak, the legendary Arlington coach, for many, many years. And his older brother, Tomaso. So Tomaso is now playing college soccer at Rensselaer Polytech up in Troy, New York, and tearing it up there. All right, Cleary sends it in beautifully. McCursey can't get a header on it. Belmont looking to counter. They do. They play it up to the midfield, and here comes some Belmont legs. A nice little touch, but no real communication there from Belmont. McCursey plays it square to Roman McGuire. McGuire over to Cleary. Cleary on the nice give and go, but it didn't come back to him, and Cleary wanted it back. Instead, Francesco went to the corner to Clifford. Clifford's got some space. A beautiful corner ball, but Espelin read it like a book. And there's a win by Tiago. Tiago over to Corrales. Corrales understands the concept of give and go. He plays it back over to Tiago. Tiago in the far post for Clifford, but it's knocked out of bounds by Danny Yardemian, and Yardemian the junior just maybe saved a goal there as Clifford was on the hunt looking for a bone, the big red dog. Clifford mixing it up in front of the box with the Belmont defender, number 17, Seamus Dulligan. And here comes Francesco. He goes by everybody. Francesco plays it across. Oh, no one's on the far post to collect it. Tiago keeps it in. Tiago chips it beautifully into the middle. Oh, but it's played beautifully by Nate Espelin. And the Belmont, now, you tell me, Zachy, but it looks like the Arlington boys are peeling the onion.
Yeah, they're putting some pressure on. Going back to Corrales' goal, he was able to get by the senior captain for Belmont, number 3, Kostas Tingos, in the back with the beautiful dummy move off the pass. That's how he was able to free up so much space to make that cross in.
It was one for the ages, and all Connolly had to do was to get a foot on it. Connolly has really, as a sophomore, benefited from some outstanding senior leadership who have shared the ball with him beautifully. And Connolly shared the ball beautifully with Francesco for that goal in Lexington, where they took the 1-0 lead. That's the sort of game, by the way, when you win on the road against a team like Lexington, that can carry you and give you some momentum into the middle of the season. And we've actually been seeing that right now and enjoying it tremendously as the Arlington Spy Ponders have had a beautiful, beautiful run here these last 3 games.
Looks like Don Black just came into the game, taking out Roman McGuire, so they've completed that cycle at the midfield, and now the original stars are back in.
Interesting. Well, McGuire has given us some nice minutes in these last 2 days. I haven't seen him before then, but he looks like he's somebody who's going to figure in as the team heads into the playoffs. I mean, you only have to win, I think, half your games to get there, and here. This could be the sixth win of the season for Arlington. Oh, Sofashev pops it into Corrales. Corrales on the hunt. And, ooh, Espelin was very calm back there, Zach. Yeah.
Instead of trying to just punt it out of the air, he waited until it rolled a couple more yards into the box so he could pick it up and do whatever he wanted with it.
Tiago can't get there. Adrian sends it into a sea of burgundy. It's picked up by number 25, Ross Taylor. Taylor tries to play it back. And there's a call here. I don't know what that was, but Sophie
I think they got him. I think he came from an offside position to receive that, just barely.
Yeah, there's Kevin Wetmore. Hey, Carlos, let's get Kevin on the. He's coming up. There's Wetmore. He's in the house. The famous head of ACMi. My boss. He can be all right, but he can also be a tyrant at times. And here's a timeout for who's taking this timeout?
I don't know. I'm not quite sure why a timeout was taken. Both teams, neither team had a massive momentum advantage. Maybe Arlington's just trying to get some rest for their players, as we've gone decently far into the half here with just under 8 minutes remaining.
Yeah, it could be. We are in timeout. There's just under 8 left. Arlington with a 1-0 lead on a goal by Sean Connolly off a beautiful, unselfish pass by Nick Corrales. We've got a capacity crowd here at Pierce Field in Arlington. It's a gorgeous afternoon, a little bit warm. The big cheeses from ACMi have come in to supervise and make sure, Zach, that you and I aren't saying anything we're not supposed to say or behaving inappropriately in any way. They're also making sure that Carlos is doing his job. But I think things are under control generally.
I had to sign a form yesterday acknowledging that there's no hazing going on at ACMi.
There's no.
Sign that form proudly.
We do have that policy here up in the booth. I did bring, you'll notice my fan, it was a sauna in here yesterday, Zach. I hope you're comfortable.
Yeah, it's definitely much better with the fan. The girls in yellow you pointed out earlier in the game, looks like they're making artwork in cups along the fence of the back bleachers.
Oh, let me tell you what it is, Zach. Now I know it's Catherine Malatesta tonight, I think, in Arlington for the field hockey team. It's a tribute to Catherine Malatesta, an Arlington former captain who passed away tragically from cancer. I think this might be the tribute night to Catherine.
Looks like they've got the letters of C, M, A, and maybe an L up there. I can't quite tell. They're definitely working on it still, though.
Yeah, so we'll have to figure that out and see what's going on over there later. Okay, so it's a timeout. We don't know who called it. It maybe would have been an Arlington timeout. Yodzio, as I say, is not, has stuck with his starters, but he has cycled in, as you pointed out, Zach, some subs in the first half. Not like Belmont. Belmont has been a little bit more liberal with the use of the bench. All right, so Arlington retakes the field. It's been a gorgeous evening. Let's take a look at the upcoming games for Arlington. Did I bring that list? Yeah, so it looks like next week. Yeah, so they're off for a week, Zach. It looks like the next game is not until Wednesday the 4th when Wakefield comes to visit. And I hope you'll join me, Zachy, for that one.
Hopefully. We'll see what the schedule looks like.
I know you're
Hopefully we can bring the A crew, too. Get some more cameras on it.
I know. Well, I hope you can make it, Zach. I know you're a busy man, and I know you got lots of commitments. But next Wednesday, let's hope we can rendezvous. We'll get the ACMi crew out here, and we'll get another game. It'll be a nice break for Arlington, Zach, as you pointed out astutely earlier. To play back-to-back games against Belmont and Lexington is always a challenge. Okay, so that was a long time out. I mean, it must have been a TV timeout, but it couldn't be because we're TV. So
we didn't call it.
We didn't call it. Maybe Wetmore had something to do with it. I don't know. All right, back on the field. It looks like it's going to be the pesky Nate Espelin who's going to do something with it. Espelin's got lead in his leg, and Wasco's better be on his toes here. Espelin's going to send it right into the box. It looks like Belmont's going to flood, and they do. And they get there. Number 6, Lucas Sivers, was unmarked, and that was a very dangerous situation there, Zach. You got to mark that
Yeah,
play.
I now wonder if Belmont was the one that called the timeout in order to draw that play up, get everyone into the box. It looked like all the Belmont attackers had very detailed runs they were making, and the keeper put it right on the head of one of them.
Yeah. So I think, Zach, if we look across the field, it is Catherine Malatesta tonight, because Catherine was number 16, and so CM16 is the decoration. All right, we'll talk a little bit more about that in the second half. Here we go. Belmont again, patient team. They play a nice brand of soccer with some possession in the midfield. There's no rush. They take one touches. There's a win for Connolly, but he's dispossessed. Jorge Mejia, a junior. He's got Connolly and Sofashef, the sophomores, up top. Clifford takes a ticket over there, but Saints Grant comes marching in and covers for him. Saints Grant is dispossessed. The Belmont boys are hungry, and the Arlington fans are getting a little bit testy here as Arlington loses the midfield after the timeout. And Marcus Muser, a sophomore, with a win for Belmont, but Tiago, who's been outstanding all season long, comes away with it. Tiago's got time and he's got space. He plays it over to Zeus. Zeus, wow, look at that!
Nifty
Zeus
play on the sideline.
Creative, inventive play. And Belmont now in a little bit of trouble. There's Clifford with a nice win. He plays it off the thigh and he stays on the hunt. But it's played out nicely. Saints Grant plays it over to Tiago. Tiago's got time. He's got ideas.
He's got one man closing from behind him. I don't know if that was called out at all.
And here comes, look at Tiago. And here's a dangerous play for Arlington. Tiago tries to send it into Zeus. Zeus wins it. He's still in it. Zeus plays it over. And a no! Outblocked, and Connolly. Zeus put it right onto Connolly's foot.
Would have been 2 for the game.
That would have been 2 for 2 assists for Nicky. And Belmont wisely clears it out. Oh my goodness, Zachy, the fans are going wild. The cowbells are ringing.
Connolly got all of that volley he tried to put on net, but it was blocked by a Belmont defender. I couldn't see who before it could even get to the goalie.
It was a beautiful block. There's Connolly who tries to chip it into the corner nicely, and he does. And look at Will Clifford with the Jets. He got there, and did Clifford win the corner kick? No, it's going to be a goal kick, but not through any want of effort by number 16, Will Clifford. He's been on the hunt all afternoon. Must be Michelle that he takes after, because you know Bruce, I don't know if Brucey can hunt like that, but Michelle can. All right, Belmont first ball is won by Cleary, but Belmont comes away with it. Cleary on the slide, he takes it away. There's a fight in the midfield. Belmont's closing slowly. Corrales tries to get back to help. There's a little chip in. It gets past Tiago, and there's a shot by number 7, Marcus Muser, but that shot could not break through a stick of butter on a summer afternoon. He didn't get much mustard on that one, Zach.
Yeah, Wasco had time to wipe the sweat off his forehead, thankfully that shot wasn't harder and pick it up just easily.
Nope. But it was a good shot by Muser. You got to shoot to score. You got to shoot to score. And Belmont has got to test Wasco if they're going to come back and even this one up. There's 4 minutes left in the half. Dominic plays it softly over to his brother Adrian. Adrian looks to chip it into Corrales. He can't get there, but Tiago is there. Tiago plays it off a Belmont player, and there's a big close by Corrales. Corrales might need a little break here. Sophus Sept, well, look at Sophus Sept is fighting. He sends it into Corrales. Corrales runs out of real estate, and it's going to be a Belmont ball. Here comes some substitutions back into the game for Arlington. It's going to be Francesco Valagusa comes back into the midfield. Sophus Sept gets a break, and Griffin Block, number 7, gives Will Clifford a break. So the big red dog and Sophus Sept go out. Block and Valagusa come back in with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in what has been a very, very, Zach, I would say, evenly matched first half.
It definitely has been. This is now the third game we've done. This is the closest a half has been, I would say.
Oh, absolutely. That first game when Arlington just ran away.
Quarter flag gets taken out down there on the sideline.
That first game, Zach, that we were treated to, the 5-0 win over Woburn, when the Spy Ponders just shellacked the Tanners from Woburn. That one was close up until a point, but then Arlington ran away with it. But the last two that we've seen yesterday and today have been very close.
Yes.
All right, we're almost down into stoppage time in the first half. Arlington with a 1-0 lead. Gorgeous afternoon. It has cooled off a little bit.
Looks like there's going to be a foul on Arlington as Belmont's going to have a free kick in here.
The Belmont freebie as we roll into stoppage time. Arlington's got it marked tight here. I think it's been a good half for Arlington, but maybe not outstanding. We've seen a couple of, there's Cleary meeting the first ball beautifully. Gobble, gobble. Belmont with some possession here. Jorge Mejia tries to send it into the middle. Ross Taylor is broken up.
They can get a counterattack here.
Is broken up by, and look at Sean Connolly on the hunt, and it's blasted out of bounds by Costas Tingos. Tingos tried to send a souvenir over to the high school, and one of the ball boys has got to take a train to find that ball. Francesco tries to do a razzle-dazzle, but he's dispossessed. And Cleary with a beautiful win, beautiful patience. Look at that. Oh, Corrales tries to get it over to Connolly. And the Arlington boys are looking beautifully in terms of their small triangles. All right, we're in stoppage time. The Arlington boys looking a little bit tired, but you know that they'll be fired up for the second half. We're going to take a nice little break here in a moment, Zach. Belmont plays a switch in the backfield. And let's see if Belmont can get something going to end this first half. The Belmont boys are facing an uphill battle to try to penetrate the Arlington defense down by 1 goal on the road against probably one of the hottest teams in Massachusetts, Zach.
Yeah. I don't know how Arlington's ranked in terms of overall. I don't know what their ranking system even is, but I would imagine they're pretty high on it as they're undefeated 6 games into the season, looking very sharp in all 6.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the Boston Globe rankings are based upon with the scores being reported. So if they're not reported, they wouldn't be ranked. So there's nothing much you can read about that. As the season wears on, though, the statistics come to light, and the standings become a little bit more accurate. All right, Zachy, we are at the half. The score is Arlington 1 and Belmont 0. It has been a real treat, and let's just see what happens in the second half. We're going to go off here and take a break. Carlos, you're going to give us a little breather here. We are at Piercefield and Arlington signing off. We'll see you for the second half momentarily. Thank you. All right, we are rolling. We are back at Pierce Field in Arlington for what promises to be a fabulous second half of Massachusetts high school top-level boys varsity soccer. The Arlington Spy Ponders are looking to make it 6-0-1 on the season and to remain undefeated. The Belmont Marauders will have none of it, Zachy. They will have none of it. They're going to try to get a goal here early in the second half and then try to carry that goal to get them a win here on the road. But the Spy Ponders are led by a defensive steel curtain, led by goalie Ben Wasco, and 4 men back that just play so beautifully together. The 2 center backs are both captains and both seniors, Adrian Black and Max McCursey, and it is very tough to get past those 2 young men. They are locked in back there, and they've got some tremendous help on each side of them. Adrian to his right has got Tiago Gomes, and Max to his left has got Saints Grant, Elon Saints Grant. And that backfield has just been so tough all season long. And Tiago gets in a little bit of trouble there. Belmont is deep in the Arlington third and possessing the ball. Arlington, oh, what a beautiful play. You know, not a bad long ball there. I don't have any problem with that.
You could see there as the ball was bouncing around, Lloyd Cleary lost it in the sun as he was looking to go for a header, and that could definitely be a factor in the second half as the sun is shining right into the eyes of the Arlington defenders.
You know, excellent point there, and great pressure by Griffin Block there forces the Belmont crew to kick it out of bounds, and Arlington's got a throw in there. Elon tries to send it into Connolly, but it's met by a Burgundy player. It is Elon in a fight. Oh, a nice ball there. Oh, here come the Marauders. But look at Adrian is just so calm, Zach, and he's always there. When you've got leadership like that, it's very tough to get past them. Jorge Mejia tries to play it over towards the middle. Francesco is there. Francesco with a win. Belmont takes it back. Belmont out of bounds, and here comes a throw in for Elon. We are underway, Zach, in the second half, and let's just see how it goes. Let's just see how it goes.
It appears the Arlington bench is all wearing yellow cones as hats.
It does look like they're wearing hats. So yellow could be the theme for Catherine Malatesta tonight. Catherine Malatesta tragically passed away from cancer. She was a junior at the time. She was captain of the field hockey team. The son of Greg Malatesta, the daughter of Greg Malatesta. Arlington family. And it looks like there's going to be a tribute to her tonight. Jen Goodwin, her mom, also an Arlington native. Her brothers, Drew and Reed, her younger brothers, Drew and Reed, lost their sister. It's a very sad story. But Catherine is honored and remembered here in Arlington and always will be. I can tell you that. All right, we are underway. Second half starts a little bit slow. Arlington builds in the middle. Elon tries to send it in. He's stuffed by Belmont defender. Griffin wisely lets it roll out of bounds and shields away number 4, Danny Ardemian. It's going to be a throw for Elon. Elon number 9. And he sends it into Connolly. Connolly plays it back to Francesco. Francesco over to Lloyd. Cleary with a beautiful, oh, Cleary gets knocked down the pinball and he's not so quick getting up. Cleary wanted the call, he's not happy. Oh, and Cleary might have come up with a Charlie horse or something. He's shaking it off. It looks like Cleary's okay, but he was not quick getting up there. And let's hope he's okay. You don't want to have an injury to a player of that caliber. He's hopping around out there. And Dominic takes a touch. He takes 2 touches. He tries to switch the field, and he does. And there's Griffin. Griffin's got some time and some space. He tries to chip it into Dominic. Dominic running off the ball. Cleary knocks down Griffin. I don't know why Cleary would knock down his own teammate there, but and there's a hit by number 4, Yardemian, and he gets called for it. Yardemian didn't like it. Elon is like, what do you mean? He just knocked me down from behind. It looked like it was an elbow to the spine of Elon. And who's going to take the freebie here? It looks like it's going to be. They're going to
look for Valagusa on the side here. He's currently unmarked. Actually, they've shifted some players over him now, but I think that was the original plan, was to send him in late.
Elon sends it in. is Tiago. Tiago is just everywhere. And Tiago takes it into the corner, and he's bumped out of bounds, but Arlington didn't get the call. And the Belmont coaches over there are happy, but Tiago is not.
Work that grip.
So Belmont looking to pressure. Saints Grant kicks it off the face of number 12, Jake Carson, a senior. Carson shook it off, but it looked like the ball hit him right in the face. Some of these soccer players, Zachy, they're tough as nails. They can just shake it right off when that ball comes right at you. Tiago floats it in, gets another chance.
I know that not a lot of players wear mouth guards in soccer compared to football, basketball, or hockey. It's, there's a lot of contact in soccer, but many players choose to not wear mouth guards.
Dominic had a nice idea there. He was looking for Elon. Elon couldn't collect it. It's going to be a Belmont throw, and we're 5 minutes plus into the second half. Arlington with a 1-0 lead. There's Cleary. He seems to have shaken off the Charlie horse. He plays it over to Adrian Black. Adrian plays it back to Cleary. Cleary plays it square to Tiago. Tiago's got some space. Tiago runs it in. He's hunted down, but he gets it away into Connolly. Connolly is on the hunt, and Connolly is dangerous up there, and Connolly's up in a big battle, but he can't win the battle. He cannot win it, but he does force Belmont to just kick it the length of the field. It's going to be an Arlington throw, and Adrian's over there to toss it in. Adrian's going to leave it for Tiago. Tiago's going to take the throw. Arlington with their original lineup in there. We got a chance at halftime to talk with Chip Block. Chip is one of the father of Griffin Block, a famous Arlington coach. He coached for years and years and years on the girls' side and the boys' side. A native of Philadelphia. There's Cleary meeting the first ball. Look at Lloyd Cleary. He plays over to Dominic with a beautiful shield. But Dominic is dispossessed by Laurent Bravo, the senior captain. Bravo said no to Dominic. He said, give it back. And you don't give it back, I'm going to take it. And he took it. But Braga is stripped now, and here comes Clifford. Clifford's got some time and space and some wheels. He plays it back, or tries to play it back to Francesco. Francesco can't get there. But Francesco with enough pressure on the ball to win the possession, the throw in for Arlington. Tiago's going to take it at the 30. He's probably going to be looking for Clifford or Francesco. He finds Clifford. Clifford plays it off his elbow, gets away with it. He sends it over to Dominic. Dominic with the left foot elects to go back to Elon. Elon takes a touch, and Elon takes a well, I guess we could call that a shot, but it was wide by a country mile. And it looks like, does Belmont have a new goal? No, it's the same.
No.
Yeah. As I mentioned, Belmont has got a bullet in the gun in terms of their backup goalie, Finbar Rhodes, from Camp Coniston in Grantham, New Hampshire. And Belmont, former Belmont Cosmo. Here comes Francesco. He's got wheels. He's hunted down by Andrew Corrales. Francesco sends it. Oh! Connolly was offside, and Connolly didn't like it. He didn't like it one bit. We also got a chance at the half to say hello to Chris Connolly, Sean's dad, also a former Arlington coach and longtime Arlington soccer fan, also the father of J.P. Connolly, emerging soccer star in the youth program from Arlington. And also over with Chris was David Dolan, coach of the Arlington Eagles. The Eagles account for 10 members at least in the Arlington soccer program. I think he's got 5 on varsity, 5 on JV, a couple, and we'll see some Eagles as the years unfold, hopefully making a splash on the Arlington soccer scene, Zachy. All right. We are almost down into 10 minutes into the second half. Adrian in a foot race on the left-hand side, and Adrian gets away with it. I guess there was no penalty there. Tiago looks to clear it deep to Connolly, and it's played beautifully in the backfield by Alex Rokos for Belmont. And some of the Belmont fans are cheering on Alex, and he deserves it. He is quite a player. Alex Rokos, Belmont, Massachusetts. Francesco tries to pop it in. He does. He gets it over to Adrian. Adrian sends it over to Connolly. Connolly's on the hunt. And Connolly with a beautiful win. And Connolly pops it into Clifford, but Clifford can't get there. And Arlington a little bit slow starting here in the second half. Cleary plays a one-touch over to Francesco. Francesco looking for Tiago. Tiago not there. Belmont plays towards the middle. There's Cleary everywhere. Cleary still on the hunt. There's a ball in for Lexington. But Adrian calmly, look at Adrian, look at Adrian. And he's just a smart multi-sport athlete, Adrian Black. He plays basketball too. The basketball players on this soccer team, there are several of them. McCursey is coming back to the squad this year, we heard, but returning, Dominic Black is a recruit levels basketball player. His brother Adrian also outstanding. Nick Corrales, as I mentioned, Zeus is a basketball player. He can shoot the three ball. Here comes Griffin Block on the hunt. And Griffin's got the wheels. And Griffin takes a shot. Oh, right in the belly. But Griffin Block with the left-footed blast. He got all of it. But it went right to the belly of Nate Espelin, and Espelin made it look easy. All right, Espelin puts the ball down like he likes to do, and he drills it again over to the 30. It's met beautifully by Max McCursey. McCursey over to Griffin. Griffin tries to play it over to Dom, but Dom can't get there. Belmont dumps it into the middle. The sun is right in the eyes of Tiago. As you mentioned, Zach, the sun could be a factor here. Cleary gets over to cover. But Belmont with some possession in the top third here, never a good thing. And what's going to happen is Wasco is going to come away with it. But Belmont threatened there, Zach.
Yeah, as we mentioned, Corrales, he's staying at midfield right now, waiting for an opportunity to come into the game.
Yeah, it looks like we are going to see Zeus at the 10-minute mark. There's a big punt by Wasco. Wasco gets a lot of height on his punts. That one went down to the 40. And here comes Zeus back into the game. He's gonna give a break. It looks like Yazio's got his rotation set here. He's gonna give a break to Clifford. Clifford again has been heroic. He is on the hunt, and he has really been working hard all season long. In Lexington, I think he came up with a hammy, or it might have been just a Charlie horse, but he had to come out of the game. He was banged up in Lexington, but he looks like he's back 100%. Sophus Sheft is warming up as well. He's down at the far. He's doing some sort of karaoke there on the sideline, getting himself ready.
He might just be dancing. We don't know. He could be listening to some music, feeling the tunes.
Well, Zach, you jest, but I do want to mention that Sophus Sheft is a terrific dancer. He was a hip-hop dancer from Ooh, there's a shot for Belmont. Sophus Sheft this is a true story, actually. He was a tremendous, and may very well still be doing the hip-hop. He's a tremendous dancer. His dad, John Sophus Sheft, is also a terrific dancer. He's more of a salsa guy, though. He does the merengue and more of the classical type of stuff. And his mom, Soph, is also a terrific dancer as well, we hear, although I'm not really quite sure what her genre is. But Perry was a tremendous tap dancer when he was younger. He moved over to hip-hop, and it looks like he is getting ready to come back to enter the contest. He's standing in front of the Arlington bench. All right, Griffin throws an elbow to the kidney of number 1, Ben Cargari. The ref didn't even consider calling it. Cargari didn't make a big deal of it either.
Sub's coming in for Belmont now.
And Belmont goes to the bench, and Sophus Sheft is going to be sent up to the midfield in a moment. Yazio holds him back. He likes what he sees. There's no rush to make a change right now, but it looks like Sophus Sheft will be the next sub for Arlington. Dominic is stripped of the ball. He covers nicely. Cargari on a run, and there's Cargari, and again Cargari takes another elbow to the kidney. Cargari is tough. Look at him, he's up. So Ben Cargari, a junior, has impressed with his toughness and his footwork. Arlington tries to build it in, and there's a nice ball in from Tiago. Tiago to Corrales. Oh, Espelin. Tiago set up Zeus, but Zeus couldn't get there, or at least couldn't get a foot on it. He was there, he just couldn't get a foot on it. So they're using Zeus all over the field. And as I mentioned, Zach, he can give a defender a break as well. He's a very versatile weapon. And it looks like Griffin Block is going to get a well-deserved break at the 15-minute mark. And Perry Sept comes back in. Now, as I mentioned, Zach, Sept is a scorer. He's been lighting up the youth leagues in Arlington for years and the club scene. But I think he has yet to strike this year for the Spy Ponders, and he is as due as you can be. He is fit to be tied out there. He's a bull in a china closet. Number 1, Perry Sept. He's a Dolan Eagle, Arlington royalty, and let's just see what he can do. There's Cleary wins the first ball. He sends it into Zeus. Zeus up to Francesco. Francesco with the dipsy doodle. He's got plenty of space. He's got plenty of time. He shoots it square into Sept. Sept on the hunt, and his pressure works as St. Grant takes a touch, but he loses it. And he tries to win it back, and he does. And it's very, very good hustle by Elon St. Grant. Doug Grant, by the way, in the house tonight. Francesco tries to play it back to Elon. He can't get there. Dominic comes away with it. He plays it over to Cleary. Cleary switches the field over to Tiago. Tiago pops into space. He's a ghost. He tries to play it into Corrales. Corrales, with the pressure on the ball, wins the Arlington throw-in, and let's see what Arlington can do here in terms of Tiago getting the ball deep into the box for maybe a shot for Arlington. Gomes chucks it in. Goes right off the thigh of Rocos. Tiago stuffs. Oh, and here comes Belmont with some space, but no, it rolls out of bounds.
Sept got taken down behind the play there. I don't know if the ref was looking or decided not to call it, but when the ball went back into the Belmont line, he was flat on his back looking for a call.
Oh, I didn't see that. Well, Sept can also be theatrical, as I mentioned. So you never really know what could have happened there, but there's Francesco with a win. Francesco's got some time. Francesco's got some space. You don't want to give him that. Here he comes. He's wheeling and dealing. He's in. Can he cross it? What's the call there? Oh, my goodness. Francesco didn't like that. I'll tell you, Zach, on a hot day like this, on hot turf like this, these boys are really working hard. I give both teams a lot of credit. Espelin sends it out to the 40. It's met beautifully by Max McCursey. Played up to and here comes Francesco again. Here comes Francesco again.
He's looking for revenge. Didn't like the call last time. And
no, and he plays it across beautifully. And oh, Adrian Black was on the hunt. Adrian wanted the goal.
Francesco went right around number 18 for Belmont. Armin McKaylian there.
Yeah, he did. McKaylian, a nice player. He's a junior defender. Here comes Corrales is taken down, but it's no call. Cleary pops it beautifully into space to Adrian. Adrian takes a touch. He tries to shoot it into Tiago. Rolls by him. It goes near Corrales. Corrales can't get there. And here comes Belmont on the hunt. Look at that. Belmont number 2 over there is Spencer Price, a sophomore. Is that 2? I don't know who that is. On the far left. Yeah, it's number 2, Spencer Price. We haven't seen him yet, a sophomore, number 2. At least I didn't see him earlier.
I didn't see him either. I think Belmont went out the gate with a slightly different lineup than they started off the game with.
Yeah, and notice this, Zach. 4 Belmont substitutions coming in. The Belmont coach using his subs liberally, and maybe trying to wear Arlington down. I don't know if it's necessarily going to work, as these Arlington kids are working hard. But it is a hot afternoon, and we're not even halfway through the first half. So it'll be interesting to see what happens down the stretch if the Arlington stamina can hold out. If it can, it'll be a huge testament to Arlington as Yazio's got his boys in mid-season form. Here's a communication issue and beautiful use of the box by Wasco as he came all the way out. I wonder if McCursey told him to come get it. McCursey has shown some great leadership from the center back position. There's Cleary, shoots it over to Tiago. Tiago with his head up, he takes a touch. He sends it into Francesco. Francesco on the hunt, and Francesco wins another ball and patiently tries to send it over to Cleary. It's not there, but it comes back to Francesco. Francesco's got his head up. He's got plenty of time. He goes right by the midfield. He plays it beautifully into Sept. Sept can't get there. Great hustle by Elon. Here comes Belmont, number 9, Andrew Duda, a sophomore. Duda, I don't know if we saw in the first half, nice looking player. And here comes Belmont, number 6, Lucas Silver, plays it back to Duda. Duda sends it over to Laurent Bravo, captain, and he shoots it in, but Wasco is there, and here comes Arlington on the counter. Sept has got plenty of time and plenty of space. You don't want to give Sofashev too much time and space. Francesco tries to send it in. Corrales is on the run, but beautiful play there again by Nate Espelin, the goalie, as he just lofts it over to number 25, Ross Taylor, the sophomore. And Taylor tries to build some possession here in the midfield for Belmont. And Tiago tries to clear it. It's out of bounds on Spencer Price, the Belmont sophomore. Here comes a flock of Belmont substitutions.
A couple for Arlington as well, looks like.
Excuse me?
I think there's some, no, sorry, they're just moving on the Arlington bench.
Well, no, it looks like Francesco's taking a seat, number 11, so someone must have come in for him.
I think Griffin Block's back in the game.
Oh, yeah, there's Griffin Block back in the game. Griffin Block, number 7, outstanding senior.
If any of our viewers are confused by some of the whistles they've been hearing that don't seem to be affecting the soccer game, the football team is practicing directly behind us, and our microphones might be picking up some of that ambient noise.
Ah, yes. There's a ball in. It rolls all the way back to Wasco. Zaki, we are halfway through the second half, and if Belmont is going to come out of here with a point or a win, they're going to have to get some shots. And if Arlington is going to put an insurance goal here, they're going to have to put some pressure on. It's been a little bit of a sleepy second half.
A little bit. As we said, Connolly makes an attempt to pick off the pass, going from the goalie to his wide back.
Arlington recovers nicely. It looked like number 17, Seamus Dulligan had a break there, but Arlington got back nicely. The Arlington backfield has just been spectacular. I mean, absolutely spectacular. They're going to be tough to beat down the stretch, Zachy. You mark my words. We're off for a week after today, but when they come back, they'll come back fresh.
Looks like Alon Saints Grant there got called for pushing someone behind the play, and it's going to give Belmont this free kick.
Well, Alon Saints Grant, he's the son of the chippy Doug Grant, so and that's maybe where he gets the chippiness. And Wasco came out and took that one nicely. We are under 20 minutes left in what has been a wonderful game. The girls play tonight in Belmont. Uh-oh, it looks like Noah Aarons is getting up to come into the game. Number, if I'm correct, Zachy, help me out here, but it looks like he might go to number 18. Noah Aarons is warming up. The son, we talk about Chippy. You should see his dad, Dan Aarons. Yeah, he's a chippy guy, and a soccer player from Newton, Massachusetts. Oh, there's Dominic tries to chip it into Sofashev, but it's a little bit too much, and Espelin came at it.
Belmont player taking a seat after that tackle on Black. We'll see if he remains on the ground. Yep, he will. They're going to call in the trainer to take a look at him after. I think he might have knocked knees when he challenged that ball.
Let's see who it is. It's number 4, Danny Yardemian. Yardemian's a junior. He's had a heck of a game. He's waving off the trainer, Kirsten Merlino from Arlington. Kirsten, an outstanding trainer. We're very lucky to have her in town. And Kirsten is sent packing, though. He doesn't want anything to do with it. He wants to get back in the game, Yardemian. Anyway, Yardemian comes out. He gets a little bit of a break. Might have just been a Charlie Horsaki. I don't know.
Yeah, he seems to be fine. He's walking it off on the sideline.
All right, so it's an interesting substitution for Arlington. They are going up top with Noah Aarons, number 18. Aarons is on the hunt. We did not see him yesterday. He's a top-tier soccer player. He is a junior. He also played for Dolan's Eagles at one point.
He's dangerous in any part of the field. When he played freshman year, he was the starting striker, and when he played on JV last year, he was the starting center back. So
is that right?
He's confident all over the field, yeah.
Well, he is knocked down there, and he wins a direct kick for Arlington. Aarons is going to provide some punch here. Fortunately, Arlington Community Media
another Belmont player down off that tackle
allowed us to broadcast this game, so even if Danny can't get here. Interesting, Noah Aarons is also the son of Sarah Scully, and Sarah is an outstanding soccer player in her own right. She is a fixture on the Arlington indoor scene in the women's group, and Sarah also can mix it up. Different type of player than her husband Danny. Danny's more of a as I mentioned, a very physical player. Sarah's got a lot more of the finesse, Zachy, if you know what I'm talking about. She's more of a razzle-dazzle type. Noah, I think, is a mixture of the two. He can also play a physical game. And here we go. It looks like the man down for Belmont was, who is that, Zach? What number is that?
I can't quite tell. It's being covered by the Arms' teammates.
It might have been number 10, Andrew Corrales.
That'd be a big blow for Belmont if it is. He's been excellent today.
And Corrales has been solid. So the clock winds down. It stopped at 17 minutes and 50 seconds. Arlington is going. There's a nice ball in. Dominic sends it over to. Yeah, you're right, Zach. Those whistles from the boys football is a little bit distracting.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful ball for Griffin. He sent it into Sofashev, who wanted to have it, and did have it, but it was blocked by Belmont. Oh, see, look at this. This is what I was telling you before. So look on the right back. You've got Corrales on the right back, and what Yazio's doing here is he's trying to lock it down. So Corrales comes out, but he's coming on. Tiago's coming back in. They gave Tiago a little break. But Corrales can give you those quality minutes, Zach, at any position. All right, so Zeus is out. Tiago's back in. We are coming down to the 15-minute mark. The fans are on their toes.
It looks like the Danny Yeterman is back in. He's worked through whatever Charlie horse he got off the tackle with Dominic Black, and he's back in the game.
Okay, that's good to see. Yardemian's back in, the junior. And Aarons is on the hunt, but he can't get there. Someone is on the sideline coming back in for the Ponders. It looks like it might be Roman McGuire coming back in. No, it looks like it's Francesco who's been given a little bit of a break. And Adrian meets the first ball, but it goes out of bounds. No, McGuire's already in, so yeah, it's Francesco. So McGuire is in the ball game, in the backfield. He's with Adrian and Max McCursey and Elon and Tiago, so it looks like interesting. Yeah, so I guess McGuire's probably playing a sort of a forward-style defender or a midfield-style defender. Belmont throws it into the box, and it's cleared out by Cleary. Here goes Noah with it. Noah trying to get a win, and Griffin sends it out to the midfield. And there goes Noah on the hunt. Look at Aarons. Look at Aarons. He's getting his sprint there. And good pressure on the ball from Aarons. You go in and you give it 100%, and that's what exactly he's doing. Belmont with some possession in the middle. Nice play by Jorge Mejia. Mejia tries to dump it. Belmont tries to dump it in long to Mick Palmer, the sophomore on the left, but he can't get there. Tiago comes away with it. We're down to the 15-minute mark, and Roman McGuire is going to go out. Again, some quality minutes from McGuire. Francesco comes back in. Arlington with a throw-in, 1-0 lead. And we're 15 minutes left. The Belmont, oh, beautiful. Oh, and here comes Aarons. He's been the spark plug. Look at Sofashev running off the ball. And Aarons is taken down. Oh, my goodness.
Aarons is very good at doing that, where drawing the foul, even if the play doesn't go quite as planned. The second one he's already drawn, and the mere 10 minutes he's been in the game so far.
True, but Herlihy buried him, number 14, Herlihy, and the free kick is going to be taken by Francesco. And I'll tell you right now, Francesco can pick that top shelf.
Yeah, this is a dangerous free kick for Arlington.
25 yard line for Francesco. It's sort of a chip shot. Let's see what he does. Boom, and he shot it wide, but he got all of it. Francesco can put some mustard on that ball, and he did. And a little disappointed in himself for not getting it on the frame, but what can you do, Zachy? What can you do?
Some more subs coming in here for Belmont.
Yeah, Belmont has gone with the fresh leg strategy, and it certainly has helped them keep pace with the Spy Ponders. But Belmont has really not tested Wasco much today. I haven't seen a lot of quality shots from Belmont. Now Arlington hasn't had a lot of quality shots either, but they've gotten probably more of the chances.
It looks like Belmont's changed their attack strategy to be a bit more offensive, especially in this attacking third. Hanging their defense pretty high and sending up all of their middies into beneath the 30.
All right, block plays it to the midfield to Aarons. Aarons is stripped of the ball by number 12, Jake Carson, a senior captain. Carson tries to play it back and does to Costas Tingo. So the captain's playing. Aarons is everywhere. He's fit to be tied. And Belmont with some possession in the midfield. But Belmont kicks it out of bounds. And yeah, I don't know, Zachy. If Belmont can't get anything going, they're down to 13 minutes. They're going to run out of time here. Aarons gets a nice hand as he comes in for a nice few minutes. And Yadzio loves it. As Noah Aarons, the younger brother of Ben Aarons. Where's Benny now? Do you know, Zach?
I do not, no.
All right. We'll try to get some more information on the famous Aarons-Scully clan as the season unfolds. All right, here comes Sofa Chef. Oh, he's pushed. Look at that.
Right
He's
in the
pushed
back.
down by number 22.
You'd think Sofa Chef would get those calls being significantly smaller than most of the players in the field.
Yeah, yeah. He was pushed from behind, and oh my goodness, look at that punt. Look at that punt down to, all the way down, and here comes Belmont. Wasco with the save! And Wasco tipped it over the crossbar. That's when it's always fortunate to have a basketball player in net. Arlington soccer is blessed with multi-sport athletes. In fact, the whole Arlington High School sports program is blessed with multi-sport athletes. We don't have a lot of one-trick ponies here in Arlington, and the soccer team is no exception. We've got Declan Dolan, who's a hockey player, and as I mentioned, a lot of basketball players on the team.
A couple of volleyball players as well.
Who's that?
I think Lucas Plotkin, Sean Mahoney both do volleyball.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, Sofa Chef with a win.
Cries from the crowd of a handball there. Definitely could have gone either way.
Yeah. McCursey elects to clear it. He tries to send it up nice and high to Griffin Block. Griffin Block is on the run. Griffin Block with pressure on the ball, and look what happens. When you pressure the ball like that, you win the ball, and that's what Griffin Block just did for Arlington. Tiago with the throw. Sofa Chef comes to meet the ball. Oh no, so
he's going out. Connolly just came in.
Okay, Connolly comes in. He's been a sniper. Sofa Chef is talking it over with Yadzio. Sofa Chef is going to take a seat on the pine, and Connolly is going to come back in and see what he can do. Connolly has the goal today on a beautiful pass by Nick Corrales early in the midway through the first half. Since then, neither team has really threatened appreciably, Zach.
I think the closest Arlington has come since then was another combo with Corrales and Connolly that was blocked by a Belmont defender before it could even get on net.
All right, Zachy, we're down to 10 minutes left. Another tight 1-0 game for the Arlington Spy Ponders. The fans are on their feet. They're going absolutely crazy. And here comes, oh, what happened there? It looked like Francesco got the win, but it's going to be a Belmont throw in for Costas Tingos. Costas Tingos, a senior captain. Arlington trying to threaten there. Both teams just sort of kicking it around at this point. Cleary on the hunt. The midfield is free. This young man, number 22, I can't get his name on the roster, but a very nice looking player for Belmont. McCursey can't get there. Elon can't get there. The ball stays in the Arlington 30. Karam's back to Francesco. Oh, maybe it's number 20. No, I don't know what number that is. It's either 22 or 20. It says 22, but it's not listed here on the roster for Belmont, so it's going to remain a mystery as to who that is over there, giving some quality minutes to head coach Brian Biscaglia-Kane. Jorge Mejia tries to build some possession here. Adrian meets the first ball beautifully, but no one's there for the second ball. There's a turnover for Belmont. Clifford is stripped. Oh, beautiful play, but McCursey calmly covers it. McCursey very calm, very steady. It looks like Zeus is coming back in. I don't know who it'll be for.
Crowd wanted to call an illegal throw in there, as it appeared that the Belmont player didn't have both feet down on the ground when he threw the ball in, which is an infraction.
The Arlington bench are on their feet, Carlos. They are sensing a win. The Belmont team is also on their feet, but here comes a cross ball, and oh, really nice cross ball by Griffin. Connolly couldn't collect it, but tried to. And one of the Belmont players has got his shoe off. He's trying to put it back on, and he does. I don't know how he slipped it. Well, I guess he slipped it right on. And the ball goes out of bounds on Belmont. All right, Zach, we're coming on down under 8 minutes.
I wonder when Corrales comes into the game if he's going to take off an attacker but play as a defensive role. As Arlington, I wonder if Arlington's going to try to protect their 1-goal lead with 8 minutes left in the game.
Well, we're going to find out right now. He took out Griffin Block. Although we'll probably see Griffin again in a few moments. But Griffin is out. Corrales is in. And Zachy, you are half correct. It looks like
he's going to play a mid position.
Right, but probably a defensive mid. We'll see what happens here. Oh, he's taken down by no call as number 14, Jake Hurley, took Connolly by the shirt, threw him to the turf, face down, and he didn't get the call. And here's
not getting the calls they want on the ensuing punt. Cleary wanted a call for jersey holding in the midfield and didn't get it either.
Hurley the junior. There's Dom Black, but oh, a nice sliding. Oh, Connolly couldn't get there. And Arlington is looking a little bit sluggish. Can they hold on for the last 7 minutes? Seamus Dulligan, he sends it in to Jorge Mejia. The Belmont fans are on their feet.
Sub comes in for Belmont now.
We're under 7 minutes. Here comes some fresh legs for Belmont. It's a break for Will Hurley, a sophomore. He put some quality time in on the turf. He's replaced by big number 9, Andrew Duda. And Dulligan tries to send it in. The ball goes into the Arlington box. There's a problem, but Tiago is there, and Dominic is there, and you know Corrales. Look at Corrales. Corrales is there, but he can't. But Belmont comes away with it. Lloyd Cleary tries to send it back into the midfield, looking for Connolly. He can't get there, and there's a ball in a little bit too deep, and Ben Wasco is going to pick it up, despite the hunt by Andrew Duda. All right, so Wasco, as we come down to 6 minutes, is going to try to kick the ball in. He can't see anything. The sun's directly in his eyes. The fans are on their feet. First ball for Belmont. Second ball, number 17, Seamus Dulligan. And Elon wins it. McCursey knows he's got time. And McCursey sends a souvenir into the stands. And time is winding down. The Arlington players on their feet, looking for a victory here. And Clifford comes out of the game, and Sophus Sept comes back in. All right, Yazio's looking for the dagger. Sophus Sept, 5.5 minutes left. Nobody can see the ball there deep in that end. Elon tries to clear it, and he can't. Sophus Sept is first to it. Adrian clears it out. Arlington trying to hold on here. Belmont with some patience. There's a long ball in. Adrian sends it into the corner, and it's going to be a Belmont corner kick. Very nice play by the Belmont player who shielded Tiago off the ball. Tiago was thinking,
they're sending everybody in on this corner.
Oh yeah,
packing the box.
Oh yeah, Tiago was thinking anything I can do to prevent the corner kick, but he couldn't do it. And now the corner is going to be taken by the captain,
18 for Belmont is unmarked on the numbers at the 10. We'll see if he does anything with it.
Belmont floods.
Here we go, Belmont!
Nate Espelin is at the midfield. Belmont chips it beautifully into the box, and who is there? Nobody for Belmont. Wasco says it's Arlington ball, and he is correct. All right, Zachy, we're down to about 4 minutes left, and Belmont has got their work cut out for them to get past the steel curtain at this point in the season. Arlington in the catbird seat here, Zachy. They could run their record to 6-1 on the season if they can only hold on. And we are off for a week after this one. There's a first ball for Belmont, and Dominic is stripped. Here comes Belmont building it back into the box. And Cleary says, you're not coming in here. He sends it back to the midfield, but Belmont takes possession. And there's another shooter in. McCursey, the ball rolls back off the haircut from McCursey. Elon is there. The ball rolls out, and it's going to be a Belmont ball. Throw in for number 17, Seamus Dulligan. Dulligan sends it back to Corrales. Corrales into the middle to Carson. There's a shot for Belmont, and there's a shot. Oh my goodness, the Arlington kids are hanging on. Belmont with all the pressure in the world. Sofa Sept with a win. Sofa Sept with the dipsy doodle. And Sofa Sept wisely sends it down into the three-way with 3.5 minutes left. Everybody on their feet today. And there's a shot. Connolly tries to go. Oh, he's knocked down, and the ref says no. Connolly did not like that one at all. And it looked like Espelin just buried Connolly and got away with it.
Yeah, that was a bad situation for Espelin to be in. He had come out of his box to make that pass, and it got picked off.
Look at Perry Sofa Sept get back and save the day. And he sends it in deep. And Arlington is going to try to use the clock here as we're coming down under 3 minutes. And he's got Sofa Sept, he's got Valagusa, he's got Connolly, he's got Zeus, he's got the weapons. And an odd choice there. Oh, and Elon with a big win, and that's a demoralizing play for Arlington at Saints Grant. And there's a nice little, look at that beautiful ball by Francesco. I mean, look at that. It uses up the clock. And he didn't get, what a play by Francesco.
It's taken out again. He's going to go for a goal kick. The problem with this Arlington strategy, though, of just kind of dumping it in every time, getting a good clear off, is that Belmont has a goalie that can kick it about 60 to 70 yards reliably.
Correct. Correct, Zach, but we're in stoppage time now, and it looks like they might get away with it. Look at Cleary. Look at Lloyd Cleary. Oh, my goodness. Cleary. He read that one like a book, Zachy. He is clairvoyant. He better get back. And look at Cleary. He's back again. He's on the hunt. Oh, my goodness. We're at stoppage time, and the Arlington boys are on fire. Who's first to that ball at Saints Grant? There's a deep ball in, but Tiago is there.
Come on, get back, get back.
And it's going to be a throw-in for Belmont. We are in stoppage time. The fans are going crazy. There is electricity in the air. There are cowbells ringing. Belmont throw-in.
Help him, Sean, help him. Pressure.
Brucey Clifford yelling from the sidelines, coaching from the sidelines. And a win for Arlington, and here comes Francesco. Francesco's got space. Francesco's got time. Francesco's on the hunt. Oh, here we go! Shawnee doesn't go! No! Oh, Connolly wanted to put a dagger in there as Francesco and Sean Connolly are on fire. Valagusa and Connolly. Italy and Ireland.
It's the second time Sean Connolly has caught the goalie out of the box, trying to scramble back towards it. Sadly wasn't able to finish either time, but it's made for some incredibly exciting plays here.
It has been an incredible game, Zachy. There can't be too much time left. It looks like the Arlington Spy Ponders are going to remain undefeated and certainly have got to be considered at this very moment one of the top high school soccer teams in the Commonwealth
Looks like it's
of
going to
Massachusetts.
go for a free kick for Belmont here, and this could very well be one of the last plays in regulation as Will Clifford is, Sean Connolly is lingering over the ball to delay it even further.
Okay, so the ref doesn't like that, and Yadzio doesn't like that either. But here comes the big kick for Nate Espelin. Espelin gets all of it, but it is a first ball, and it is met by Francesco. And again, Francesco is on the hunt. Francesco is doing everything out there, and that should be it, Zachy. That should be it. We have been treated, absolutely treated, to an incredible season of varsity boys soccer as the Arlington Spy Ponders remain undefeated with a nifty home win over the very, very talented Belmont Marauders. It has been a spectacular season, and today was a crown jewel, Zachy, of a game for the Spy Ponders.
It's another shutout for Wasco.
Sellout crowd, and another shutout for Wasco. He's let up 2 goals, Zachy, in 7 games. I mean, that's outstanding. He has been helped appreciably by the backfield, who have just been so stingy, and a very, very fierce midfield, and the strikers have been outstanding. It has been a very positive season so far for the Arlington head coach, Lance Yadzio. We are going to sign off for Arlington Community Media, Inc. We thank our cameraman, Carlos Abreu, who is emerging as the top gun for this wonderful local cable TV station that we have. Zachy, I'm going to sign off. We are going to say goodbye. We are away for a week. Hopefully next week we will be back for a home game for the Arlington Spy Ponders, and hopefully we'll have a ranking for them well. So I'm Ken Kohlberg signing off. Thank you for Arlington Community Media, Inc. with Zach Garrigus. We'll see you next time. Thank you.